Hello everybody, this is B with the T, Bry with the Y. I don't read minds, but you know what? The vibe don't lie. I'm working on like a little rhyme thing like for my channel for y'all who should be watching me. So make sure to click the like button and the subscribe. And you can share that thing a little bit too, won't you? You can share it. Go on and share it. On this channel, we're going to talk about current events. We're going to talk about television that I'm watching that I like. We're going to talk about life events. Because, baby, at 31 years old, life is hitting. It's kicking my ass. It's kicking my ass. Life is not what I expected it to be. But you know what? I'm not going to be what life expects me to be. That kind of sounded a little deep, but I don't know. So, let's get into talking about Olajuwon on MAFS. Today we're going to talk about MAFS, Married at First Sight, this social experiment gone awry many, many times. Today we're going to talk about Olajuwon and Katina and Mike and Jasmine. Two black couples that's acting a damn fool. Let's get into it. We're going to talk about Olajuwon first. Okay. So right off the bat, I feel like Olajuwon is a chauvinist. Yeah. Let's read a definition for what a chauvinist is. A chauvinist is an unreasonable belief in the superiority or dominance of one's own group or people who are seen as strong and virtuous. Okay, let me try that again. Chauvinism. Okay, let me bring it near. It's the unreasonable belief in chauvinism is the unreasonable belief in the superiority or dominance of one's own group of people who are seen as strong and virtuous, while others are considered weak, unworthy, or inferior. So basically, a chauvinist is somebody who thinks they are better than another person because they are deemed, or they deem themselves superior. Most of those times, all of those times, a chauvinist is a butthole. Because who's to say that you're better than anybody? So you know what? That's a history lesson because I would suppose white supremacists are chauvinists. I would suppose. Oh, I got a little thirsty. My thing with Olajuwon is that he feels like he's already brought the table just because he have a job, a house, a car, and maybe he has brought the table. But the thing is, if you bring the table, but you expect your wife to set the table, clear the table, put some food on the table, and then wash all the dishes after everything is done, but then you expect her to get her ass out there and work. Something about that ain't right. And I feel like he expects her to operate as a housemaker from the 50s and a career woman from the 90s. Put it all together, and we have a perfect woman in here that's helping me pay the bills and helping make a house a home. Now, the thing is, if you want to operate in that sense of patriarchy, like back in the day, maybe you can become the sole provider in the household to where there is an expectation that if I'm going to foot all the bills, if I'm going to keep these lights on, if I'm going to make sure the grass is cut, if I'm not going to ask you to lift one finger but to put something on a plate, I don't think that's too much to ask at that point if you're a well-kept woman, if I can get all my needs met. But you know, also, that's putting somebody in a place of subservience. What type of autonomy do you have as a woman if you are just subjected to a man's will to give you something? And another thing about Olajuwon, I really wonder if he knows how he's being portrayed. Like, I wonder if he's watching these episodes and he's like, man, ooh, that's the way I think about things. Yeah. Maybe the fact that this is being televised and that it's being recorded means that he can change. means that he doesn't have to bring children into the world that relegate women to a certain task or chore. The thing is, I don't think Olajuwon had both parents in his household. So what he saw his single parent do, which was when it comes to like in an instance for the housewarming, his single mom would have did all of that. As a single mother, you're operating in both realms of mother and fatherhood. You're filling both shoes and you're being a superwoman. So he sees that it's like, oh, I want somebody that could be like that. That's dope. So Olajuwon sees these characteristics in a single parent, and he superimposes that image onto a whole woman that is not a single parent, that does not have those same expectations or responsibilities. He puts that on her like, my mama did this. I know somebody who did this, so that means you can do this. Why aren't you as good as this person? When he doesn't know that this person was stressed the hell out. She did all of that things because she had to. Katina does not have to plan a party and do all the things, all the logistical things by hand when she has a community that she can call on to help her. For the mere fact that she did not do it with her own hands, you invalidated the work that was accomplished because you think homemade, hand worked is the best when it's not. It's not about that. It's about the result, in my opinion. Did the job get done? Did it get done? Did it get done, Olajuwon? One thing that I wanted to address is that these men and women are operating in a totally different system that is foreign to Western civilization. Like, it's not common to have arranged marriages in the US of A. So essentially, you're throwing the dice, you're gambling. You might get a woman who can make a gourmet meal. You also might get a woman who don't know how to heat up a rotisserie chicken and only makes Pop-Tarts on the weekends. That's what you signed up for. So it seems like Olajuwon was like, I don't know what I'm gonna get, but I know what I'm gonna make. I'm gonna make me a wife. I'm gonna do a Build-A-Bear. I'm gonna do a Build-A-Bear. I'm gonna build my bed. This ain't Build-A-Bear. Using passive-aggressive, manipulative tactics to, cajole your wife to maybe cook. You see how good them shrimp taste? Ours could taste that good if you get your ass in that kitchen. Get your ass in that kitchen. Olajuwon wants Katina to be a housemaker. He wants to alleviate the stress that he had. But the thing, what I want to know is like, if you never got cast on this show, who was making your food after you came home from work from a busy day? Who was doing that? Was it your mama? Was it your homeboys? Was it your friend that be coming over and be telling you, I know he wasn't heating up your food because he got a whole home. So who was heating up your food? Most men look at marriage as it lessens the burden. They look at marriage in more of a logical sense. You're going to lessen my burden by being of service to me. So it's not much for it's all or nothing. It's all or something. Because you're gonna get your ass in here and you're gonna do something. That's how men think. It ain't gonna be all or nothing. Nothing? What I'm here for? It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. Or it's gonna be nothing on decision day. How about that? That's how men think. And I'm a guy, so I'm telling you the truth. Men start wanting to get married when they start getting old and them knees start cutting up. And that back start acting up. That's when I need to get married. Man, I need to settle down. When them bones settle down, when them bones and settled in and out, that's when you want to settle down. No, nigga. You need to do it. Get it while you're young. But then when men are young, they don't know how to take care of it. I actually feel sorry for Katina to have told this man that she just got out of an abusive relationship and turn around and be back in an abusive relationship with a guy she doesn't know from a can of paint. That's pretty unfair. That's pretty tragic. What I really want to know is why didn't Katina ask Olajuwon, how are you going to show up as a husband in my life? You know, I think she did not ask him that because he, even though he admittedly says, oh, I got stuff to work on, I got stuff to work on, he might be talking about emotional stuff. But I really feel like he feels like he's done. Oh, I'm ready. I got the house, I got the home, I got the muscles, I got, I'm ready for a wife. I got everything. But do you have the mindset? Do you have the patience? Do you have the long suffering? Do you have the grace? Do you have the love? Do you have the kindness? You need to, if you want to get married, you got to have the fruits of the spirit. All you got is some little raggedy old cuties in there, and you can't thrive off no mandarin oranges your whole life. You need to have a bounty, a cornucopia. You have to have the fruit of the spirit. But he ain't got none of that. All he got is the fruit of the loom. And them things dirty too. Me and Olajuwon are close to the same age, and his life ain't a bed of roses, and my life sure ain't a bed of roses. But I know from what I see that he has a lot of growing to do in that area, and I feel like he needs to mourn his ideal of the perfect wife. And once he's done mourning that, because that's a real thing, that's an entity of his that he's held up, that he's enshrined in his mind, and he puts it in comparison to whoever he meets and like, no, it's not the same weight. No, it's not the same color, the same shape. I'll just keep this right here because one day I'm gonna meet the match or the perfect match. Close enough. He has to cast that down, let it crumble. Because once he casts that down, he really will be able to see exactly who Katina is. Because she may not be the perfect cleaner, the perfect cook, but is she the perfect one to go through life with you? Possibly. Does she have the patience to say, baby, calm down, let's look at it this way? Because a real person, your real teammate, your real person will carry you through your life as you carry them. They will shoulder those burdens, those miseries, those joys, all of that stuff that life entails that is outside of sex, that's outside of domesticity, outside of all of that stuff. They will shoulder that and they will change with you through life because Katina and Olajuwon are here right now, but when they are in their 30s, mid 30s and early 40s and late 40s, they are going to be a totally different person than they are at 29, 30. Totally. Olajuwon still has this shrine here and is standing right in the front of Katina. And as long as this shrine is in front of her, he will never truly see Katina. He won't see her. She'll be behind the shrine, behind that figure, trying to reach him, trying to touch him, but it'll be in the way. You will only get so close to an individual if they have an ideal of the perfect person in front of you. If they have a cardboard cutout of who they really envision to be with, that person in front of the real person, because nobody is that, you'll only get so close because there'll always be something in between that will cause them to not give you their all. And that's what's going on with Olajuwon. He has to mourn the fact that he created something that isn't real. Or he has an idea of something that he didn't get all the information on. He might think his mother or his mother figure in his life was all of these things, but he doesn't know the backstory. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody that you enshrined in your mind's eye? That you thought was like, oh, they had this, oh, they were so in love. Oh, they had so much money. And then you talk to them for real and you be like, no, I was hoeing around. That's how I had my money. No, me and your granddaddy had an open relationship. That's a true story. I've heard that. That's a real true story. No, I didn't. You thought I was doing this? I cried every night. I kept it strong for y'all. That grand illusion shatters. That gold emblem is nothing but aluminum. It's chocolate. You take off the gold wrapping, it's chocolate. Melts in your hand. Non-sustainable. It does not work because it is not real. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Get out of the way of your own illusions. Put that down, mourn it, and move forward because Katina could be the perfect person for him. I feel like I've talked about Katina and Olajuwon enough. Let's talk about Mike and Jasmine. Okay, so first things first. That little beanhead Mike, I'm gonna start calling him Mike and Ike because he got a little Mike and Ike head. It's shaped like one of them little candies. Beanhead boy Mike and Ike. And Jasmine, I'm gonna call her the side eye. Cause what's that shit in her eye? She's pretty. But I'm just like, what is that in your eye, girl? What's going on? You had surgery? I don't know. But I be looking at it sometimes. I be like, girl, look to the side again. I be in the screen, be like, trying to find out, like, girl, what? What? You got something in your eye. Baby, I don't know. Jasmine is not attracted to Mike and Ike. Little beanhead boy is not attracted to. And the thing is, here's what I think. I don't think Jasmine is really that hung up on physicality because I can see that she was like, okay, you're not that cute, but what do you like to do? What do you like to listen to? Do you like to watch like Korean dramas? He was like, no, I don't really like TV. And she was like, nigga, what? Okay, strike one. She may not be attracted to him, but she's willing to see how far will I enjoy this person? Because if I enjoy you, maybe I can grow an attraction to you. That can happen sometimes, you know? But the thing is, he's a wet rag. And every single time she's around him, she has to dry herself off with this wet rag. And if you've ever tried to dry yourself off with a wet rag, there's just a puddle. And it's very uncomfortable. And she looks so uncomfortable every single time she's around this man. And I'd be like, little bean boy. I'd just be so sad for him because I'd just be so sad for Bean Boy because he doing the best he can. But she just don't like this man. She don't like him. And it's just something about him that don't look, it's just something about Mike that don't seem very hygienic. Like, I don't know, he work out a lot, but I want you to put more into your like skincare to where you can look good. I want you to floss. I don't know if he's flossing. I'm super conscious all the time about my breath. I don't want to be up on nobody and my breath stank. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I don't want that. And I just don't know. I don't care if they put me with the Tyrannosaurus Rex. I'm going to hold that little Tyrannosaurus Rex baby arm all the way to decision day. Because, baby, I'm getting that 50,000. Okay? I'm getting that 50,000. I would have stayed if I was little mouse teeth, the one that was with Alyssa. Now, that's another thing. Take care of your mouth. I need to put my retainers on right now, but take care of your teeth. Take care of your teeth. Because he was way too big of an age for his mouth to be looking like he eat Cheez-Its all through the night. And his mouth was just too... He ain't on the show no more, so I ain't gonna talk about him. But I understand why Alyssa was like, no, I can't do this. I don't want to do this. Because men take inventory in your body. Take it. Women let men get away with so much when it comes to physicality. But men have the audacity to say how they want a woman to look when you ain't even taking that type of pride and initiative in how you present your temple. Boy, if you don't get some braces and some Invisalign, you showing these houses looking like Captain Crunch by the tooth. Boy, them teeth been in there since you were born. You ain't never got no braces. God damn. And I know you're making money, but that's just that's insight into your deeper life, how you really take care of yourself. Because if you take good care of your temple, usually you take good care of your temple. Usually, sometimes there are people that are very, very ripped and got frog brain. They ain't worth a damn. Misogynistic, crazy. But the thing is, at least have your body together so I can get to know the rest. You know, maybe go to counseling and just look at you because you're fine. I mean, like, god damn. But I digress. Jasmine is not attracted to Michael. And I know that for a fact because if anybody reaches out to you and says, how can I get to communicate with you better? And you get an attitude, not you trying to work it out with me. I said, just talk to me. Like, that's all you got to do. She had an attitude. I said, not being upset that he trying to work it out. You know you don't like somebody when you wish, oh Lord, please let him have a fight with me because I really just want a reason to be further away. I've been looking at a lot of reviews and a lot of people are saying they don't believe that Jasmina was telling the truth when she said that he yelled at her. My thing is, I believe that Jasmina was telling the truth. I don't feel like she had a reason to lie. But I also think that Jasmina understands words. And when I say words, for instance, when they were at the park and Mike and Ike said, I'm telling you to help me. And she was like, whoa, watch your tone, nigga. Watch your tune. And she got offensive and defensive. It wasn't the fact that he was yelling at her. It was what he said. I'm telling you is an order. I'm asking you is a request. There's a difference. I'm telling you to help me and I'm asking you to help me. Two different things. If he would have said ask, I don't think she would have gotten so like, not you trying to tell me what the hell to do. Not you ordering me to help you. She's in elementary. She teaches young children, so she understands word choice. With this experiment, I don't understand why people think that they're going to get to know somebody deeply in like a couple weeks, in a month. My mama had me 31 years ago, and I still don't know everything she be doing. She could have an OnlyFans, and I would never know. Because I don't care how long you know somebody, you don't know somebody all the way. And the fact that you put this expectation, this pressure on y'all to be in this fulfilled, blooming relationship when it takes sometimes a month for me to remember how to spell your middle name, it takes time. And to say like, tell me how to, I'm telling you this, or putting this expectation like, you're not being vulnerable enough with me. Bitch, I just met you. I don't know you. I'm not crying like that in front of somebody that I just met. Baby, I'm not gonna do it. And then to even bring up crying, when Noodle Egghead Boy was crying, she really seemed so hesitant to like show him affection. But I heard on the after show, she was like, oh, I broke down afterwards. But that's just a weird thing. Like, was it because of the cameras? Or was it because you didn't want to seem as vulnerable in front of him? Because it's a weird thing like, oh, I want to be strong for him. He's processed this stuff as much, so you may not have to be strong for him. He's not going to spiral into a depression if you start crying too. It might bring him closer to you because he knows that, oh, she feels me on a certain level. We're connecting. Our wavelengths are in sync. I don't know. I think they paired together a couple that they're not emotionally compatible. They're just not. Mike seems emotionally stunted because of his trauma. And Jasmina seems like she is emotionally stunted too in a way. And you get two people like that together that expect to be vulnerable with each other and have a endearing relationship. I don't think you're working with a full deck of cards. I just don't. Do I think Mike and Ike and Jasmina will make it in a marriage? No. Do I think Katina and Olajuwon will make it in a marriage? Yes. And the reason why I think they will make it is because Olajuwon is in his own way. And we can't see how Katina could grow better for you until you move out of your own way. Move the cardboard cutout out of the way. Move the shrine out of the way to where it could just be you and Katina. And then you can really see how you benefit one another. How iron sharpens iron. That's what I get from it. So that is the review for Katina and Olajuwon and Jasmine and Mike. Little bean head. Little lemon drop bean head. I know this little lemon drop head ain't sitting up there trying to raise his voice at Jasmine. She's like, boy, if you don't pipe down. But that's all I got.